Welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting back into engine work. So as you guys obviously know, I didn't show you guys the final product of the engine. So are you guys ready to see this? Check this out. I really hope you guys like that as much as I do. Look how much cleaner and nicer and just, oh, it looks so much better. You guys can see all the pipes that I painted, the wrinkle finish stuff. There's the new HES filters in there. There's the oil catch can setup right there. Everything's back on. Unfortunately, we gotta remove some stuff to mess with some things, and we'll go over that in this video, but just wanted to show you guys how awesome it looks. Everything looks awesome. I still got to get the engine to, there's a specific way you let ceramic coating dry or cure or whatever. Still got to do all that, but you know, I got to do a few more things. So I'm getting a check engine light for an O2 sensor and a throttle position sensor, which is that. O2's over there, throttle's over there. I think this sensor just needs to be adjusted because this was all kind of moved around and unbolted and bolted back up, so I'm going to adjust that. Unfortunate to do that, I have to remove that and take it back off, but that's okay, no big deal. And then the O2 sensor, let's give me a code for that, so went ahead and got a Bosch plug and play. I didn't want to deal with the universal stuff. I don't really like those. So new gasket. Let me show you guys the sensor. Brand new sensor, plug and play. So we don't have to deal with wiring and all that stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to get these two installed today. And then after that, we're going to lift up the back end. We got to do an oil change, transmission flush. We'll do that in this video. After that, the mechanics are complete. So done. And then we can move on to whatever else is on that list. So I hope you guys enjoy this today. And let's get it done. Alright, so new oxygen sensor is in, plugged in. So I removed this to adjust the throttle position sensor, which is this right here. I'm not going to do this on video. I'll link a video of my other MR2 when I did the adjustment to this. It's a little time consuming. I'm just going to do it here in the car. And yeah, so I will get this done. And then we'll put it all back and reset the codes. And then start the car again and see if they come back. See you guys then. Alright, so it's all back together. So yeah, again, throttle position sensor was adjusted, oxygen sensor was replaced. So a way to, the battery's unplugged right now, so that's a good way to reset O2 sensors, O2 codes. But another way is you remove this. I'm going to plug the battery back in. Okay, so after battery's plugged back in, the ignition's still off. What you do is you remove this EFI fuse. I've said it in my past videos, but you do this one right here. again. So take that out, get some pliers, take this out, put it aside, and just let it be for like 30 seconds to a minute or something. So I will set up the tripod and we will do a somewhat first start for you guys, I guess, because I've seen it, I've heard it and seen it run. So for you guys, yeah, I'll set everything up. By then this will be ready to go back in and we can start it. All right, so now we put this back in, set the cover back on there. So that should have cleared the whole system. So let's get this thing started. All right, ready? Okay, so far so good. Let me rev it a couple times. No more check engine lights so far. The airbag light, I'm gonna have to reset it because I did all this. So you have to physically reset it, but we'll get that done. Not worried about that. I'm gonna let it idle. Okay. Let's go check it out. So far, no codes yet. Hopefully it stays that way. I think I need to adjust this. It's pretty loose. So far, so good. Might smoke a little because of all the paint and stuff. But yeah, so far so good. Right, cool. So now that it runs with no check engine lights so far, if it comes back, you know, we'll check it, we'll figure that out later. But so we got the new oxygen sensor, we got the throttle position sensor has been aligned. I also, off camera, I went and checked the timing. Timing's perfect. I also adjusted this, like I was saying in the video. It's not as loose now, so it's supposed to be kind of loose, but where you can still go like that to where it doesn't open it, so it's perfect. So that's good. Now, I mean, we're pretty much ready to do the transmission flush and the oil change. So first thing I'm going to do is do the transmission flush. I love using the Redline MT-90. I love using this stuff. I've actually used it on my MR2s in the past. It helps with shifting. It helps with grinding if you have it. I'm not sure what else it helps with, but it's good stuff. It's highly recommended by all the MR2 people, and I love that stuff, and I use it. You'll need about 4 quarts. I think quart, right? Yep, 4 quarts. So you'll need 4 quarts of that. And then with the oil, I'm going with a Valvoline 5W30, higher mileage stuff, and a Wix oil filter. I like all these brands. I prefer them over lots of other brands, so that's what I'm going to use. To do the transmission flush, first you got to make sure your car is level. So I got it on 4 jack stands. I already did that, obviously. And then, so I got my trusty blanket here. Anyway, so what you're going to need, a drain pan, obviously. You need one of these hand pumps.
That's not mine.
That's to put the oil back in the transmission because you can't really pour it in there. You guys will see what I mean later. You'll need a 24 mil socket, a few rags. Yeah, not really sure under that. Get some light in here under here like I have, obviously. Okay, so this is under the car. This is the transmission. This is the drain bolt. As you guys can see, this is underneath the car. This is the drain bolt over here, 24 mil. And the fill bolt is right there. Just a little tip. Before you ever drain fluids in a transmission, make sure the fill bolt is not stripped, ruined, whatever. Make sure you can get that out first. Don't drain it and then finally figure out that that's not working or threads are ruined or something, you can't get it out, because then you're kind of screwed. So again, don't touch this one yet. Check that one first. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to loosen that one first, make sure it's all good, loosens, and then we'll drain it. Okay, so now that I got, let's see if I can show you guys what, come on, light. Now that that one's loose, you guys can see it turning. So there you go, do that first again. Now we can loosen this one, the drain bolt. I've already loosened it. All right, let's do this without trying to not make a huge mess. You can see it's coming out. I don't know how fast the stuff comes out of here, but I'm about to find out. Come on. So yeah, that's, I mean, it looks clean. It's not old fluid or anything. It's very nice. But we're putting some nice, fresh, new stuff in. So we'll let that drain and put that nice empty 90 in there. Just while that's draining, it's almost done, but while it's draining, since I can't physically fit this in the bottle, obviously, to pump it out, got an old container that I had. Cleaned it all out. I mean, this thing's been empty for years, but cut the top off. We're gonna pour all these in here. That way we can put the pump in here and pump it into the back into the transmission. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so that was only 2 quarts, obviously. Can't fit any more than that. But yeah, so we're gonna pump these 2 in, pour the other 2 in here, pump the rest. It's easy as that. Let's let's compare the new fluid next to the old one I'm taking out from there. Now that it's drained, it definitely need to be changed. It doesn't, it's still kind of slimy, but you can definitely tell when oil is getting old, and it smells really burnt. So, and this is some yellow stuff. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to. Maybe that's factory stuff. I don't know. I don't know if this has ever been changed. But yeah. So this is the fresh new stuff that's going in, obviously. So I don't know if the, you know, this one's red. Like, obviously that one's like yellow, brown, or something, or gold. So now we're gonna put that stuff in, and that'll definitely help a lot better with shifts and transmission life. That stuff is ready to go. Dang. Yeah, it's funny when it's draining out, you can't really tell, but when it's all sitting here, very gross. So let's fill this stuff in there. I've already closed the drain bolt, torque that down. Let's get it done. Let's finish this so we can do the oil change. The way to fill it, obviously, is get this fill bolt off now. Take that off. Obviously, nothing will come out of there. It's the fill bolt. Put that aside. Maybe a couple drips. Take the pump right here. Take your however many quarts of fluid you have. You can see I have my barrel thing, gallon here. Anyways, take the pump, stick this part, well, stick this into the fill hole first, and there. Stick it in a few inches. Then you take the pump, put it into the gallon. Sorry you guys can't see that, but then you start pumping. You guys should be able to see it go through. And you just pump till these 2 will all go in there. Bam, see, there it is. And we fill this right up until it starts coming out. That's when you're ready to go. And this should take about 4 quarts, give or take. Some people say it only takes about 3. Some people say 3.5. We're just gonna pump it until it starts to want to leak out. Alright, let's pour some more in there. Alright, let's fill the rest. So we're gonna fill up until it starts coming out. And we're done. See how it's coming out of there? Done drip. That's it. We're done. So I'm gonna let it drip out a little bit, and then we're gonna put the bolt back. Take this out. It can get a little messy, but that's okay. See, it's ready. So I'm gonna let this drain. Yes, I do have a rag. It's draining onto a rag. Let that drain until it stops, and then we'll put the bolt back. And that's all it takes. All right, now we'll put the bolt back. Tighten it back up. Tight till it's tight. Don't go crazy, don't go overboard. It's aluminum. That's it. And that's it. That's how you do a transmission flush. So now we're going to move on to the oil change. This is what's left right here. I'm going to take this and pour it back in here, and then that'll be the leftovers. So just pump everything out of here. And don't worry about getting transmission fluid on the floor. It's technically somewhat of a detergent, so it'll easily wash off. After I filled this up, it looks like it took about, by the weight and by looking inside, well, you can't see, but it looks like it took about 3.5 quarts total. So 3.5 quarts, maybe 3.7 or something like that, if you want to be technical. But that's it, she's full. So now let's do the oil change. And what I like to do to start oil changes, first is loosen up the engine cap. That releases the pressure. So just don't take it out, but just loosen it. Leave that loosened up. Let's go drain the oil, and we'll put the fresh stuff in. So now to drain the oil, transmission was over there. This is the engine. So this is the oil pan right here, and that's the drain bowl. It's a 14 mil. Let's get our drainer in the same pan if you want. You can put another one, up to you. Woo, that's ready to be changed. Now, just let that drain. Okay, so now that it's drained, put a new copper washer, and let's get it tightened up. Don't go crazy here. That's it right there. Good enough. So now I'm just going to leave this kind of here somewhere because the oil filter is up there. So just in case anything drains, it'll drain down in here. So let's go get that oil filter out. Now the location of this oil filter is definitely kind of a weird spot right there. So it might make a little mess, but that's why I have the oil pan underneath. So I'm going to set you guys up on tripod on the other side of the car over there and get that changed out. That was such a pain. I mean, maybe it didn't look like it, but it was a pain in the ass to get that out. Anyways, let's put some oil in. It's supposed to take between, everybody says between 3.5 to like 4.2 quarts or so. So we're just gonna pour 4 quarts and check the oil. It's a turbo car, so it's okay if it's a little tad bit more because it does burn oil. This is all I have. I need to get a smaller one, but so I'm gonna put that in there. Let's fill her up. So I'm gonna pour 4 quarts, let it sit for a second. We'll start the car, let it run and idle for about a minute or so, and then we'll check the oil again. And after that, we'll see what's next. Everything's filled, ready to go. Let's get this thing started. Car's still on jack stands, level on the ground. Got a key. Alright, no weird lights. Still need to work on that. Alright. We need that to go away. Perfect. Just let it idle for a little bit. Sounds good. Let's check for any leaks. No leaks. Let it run. I'm gonna let it run for like 30 seconds, just a little more, to get the oil all through the system. Then we'll turn it off and check it again. Shut it off so the oil had the chance to go through the whole system. Now I'm gonna let it settle a little bit. Check underneath for leaks again. I didn't see anything a little earlier. Check the level again, make sure that's good after it's less settled and stuff. And then after that, we should be good to go. It's done. Holy crap, that was a lot of work. That's it. The mechanical part of this whole build restoration done. We did new spark plug wires, new spark plugs, new distributor, new rotor, checked timing, oil change, transmission flush, added oil catch can, new AFM, new air filter, new oil filter, painted, cleaned. I mean, my goodness, it is a different car now. Whew, that was definitely a lot of work. I'm very happy to have done it all. This car definitely needed it. I'm glad you guys stuck with me till now. I hope you guys like the way the engine turned out. I think it looks freaking awesome. Yeah, stay tuned for the next videos. We're moving on to that interior. You guys are gonna love those videos, I promise. We got a lot of good stuff going on in there. Subscribe if you haven't. It's almost done, like I've already said a couple times in this video. It's almost done. I don't know, maybe 2-3 more videos, maybe a little more, probably like 3-4, but it's almost done. And then we're going to give it back to its owner. Then we're going to move on to other projects, my own projects now. We got to get those cars wrapped up. You guys can see the list back there. They're getting there, okay? They're getting there. I've been doing stuff, off camera for now, and we'll do a bunch of updates, and we'll kind of continue my builds. Man, she looks so good. Look how good that looks. That looks so much better than it did when it came in. So anyways, enough rambling for now. Thank you guys for watching. I'll check in the morning for any leaks. I could probably take it for a nice little test drive tomorrow because I can finally put the car down, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching, man. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.